If you want to watch, it's on the. I tagged you in it.
Ray, shut up.
All right. Hold on, let me unmute you guys. Sorry.
Ray, shut up.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Ray was
Welcome, everyone.
This close to discuss what we were discussing in the back room. It's your Ray.
So close. So close. But it's all good. But that will make it entertaining, in my opinion. But anyway, welcome everyone. Welcome to Talking Comics with Julius Freeman. I'm here with my homeboys from 656 Comics. Who are you guys? Let the people know who are watching, the one person that's watching so far.
Hey, what's up, Rich? How's it going?
What's up, Roach?
Bro. Well, who starts? Do Ray, like in our show.
656.
Whoops, wrong one.
Yeah, see 656. Whatever. Anyway, what's up, everybody? This is your effervescent elephant, Mr. Happy Harry Hardon, aka Ray Ramos. Once again, I am not in a cult. I am just dressing up for Julius's show. And what's up? What's going on? Part of 656 Comics.
Like
Great to be here.
the ketchup stain.
I know I need the ketchup stick.
Oh, you need the ketchup stick.
Hey, this is Oliver Lee Arce, code name OEA656. How's it going, guys?
Hey, this is Pancho Arce, 656 Comics. Que tranza, locos.
This is Javier, aka Xavier MX. ¿Qué onda?
¿Qué onda? All right. How's everyone's week been this past week?
Busy.
Busy?
I almost died, Julius.
What? No, you didn't.
What? What happened?
Yeah. That's why I was missing in the other streams.
What happened? Did they try to kidnap you again, or what?
No, dude. On Tuesday, I had my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that must have fucked
And it was bad. It was bad. All Wednesday, I was like on bed. Couldn't move.
Oh, really?
Fever. My fucking knees. I was like the Tin Man of Wizard of Oz. I couldn't move.
Oh, jeez.
Did you at least get your 4 inches?
You're 4 inches
I
wide.
haven't checked, dude.
Inches.
Oh, you got
Wait to check.
I haven't checked. Hold
Pancho
on,
got the
hold
vaccine
on.
and got sick.
It's like the scene in Spider-Man, no? When Tobey Maguire gets bitten by the spider.
He's all like,
I was like, shit.
He wakes up. Oh my god!
And then now you're gonna be buff, Pancho, in the next few days.
Yeah. Oh, and I have a little chisme too, because
Jeez, man.
Santarriaga got vaxxed as well, from the Fortaleza,
Yeah.
And did he die or something?
and he got vaccinated and got the COVID at the same time.
is he all right?
He's okay, but he had like
sure he's
5
alright.
days of fever and shit like that. He was like
So he got
Is that the?
worse.
he
is
got
that
the Rona during the line to get vaccinated.
during the line.
Wow.
Don't
Esa
worry
no
about
fue
it.
pinche. Esa no fue pinche vaccination, güey. Esa pinche fue agua. Le dieron agua.
Don't worry about
Saline,
it.
no?
He probably now has material for his next graphic novel.
He probably does. He probably will.
Is that the guy that I don't like?
You don't
You
like?
don't like many guys.
There's a lot of those. Right?
I like Julius. I like him. I like him.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
That means something. That means something to me.
Pero eso
It's
fue-
great to have
eso-
you guys. No, seriously, it's great to have you guys back on the show. When Oli hit me up to have you guys on the channel, I was thinking about, it's been a while since I've done Talking Comics. What should I talk about other than comics? So the first thing I should talk about is your campaign. Your campaign for a Escape or Die Second Chance. Hold on, give me a second here. Let me just get this ready, up and going.
Oh shit! Porn.
No porn. No porn.
Say
That's on my
what?
other computer, my other safe computer that's not attached to this one.
And Mama too.
So Escape or Die is doing pretty good. 2,140, 37
Yeah, man.
backers, 17 days left. How you guys feel about it? It's awesome. Another successful crowdfunding campaign. For
Yeah,
you
man.
guys.
It's
How do you guys feel?
In my case, I'm super excited because I think we've been racking the most backers during streams. I'm super surprised about that.
More, please.
Like,
I'm sorry.
I think yesterday
I was drinking water.
Yesterday we were under 30, I believe, and in one stream we basically racked around 5 or 6. I don't remember whether.
Six backers we
Awesome.
got yesterday.
Yeah, we're on
yeah.
Hellion Art Show.
Whose live stream were you?
I jumped on Joe Carapano's open mic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
he did an open mic yesterday at around 5, I guess, our time. And I said, "Yeah, man, I'll jump in before we go to Irene's channel." And yeah, I pitched it. They only gave me like 2 minutes to pitch.
Wow.
Dude, I know. 2 minutes, and we'll see from there. I mean,
Less than Peter.
Less than Peter, yeah. And it was good, man. I was the last one to promote, and they loved the comic. Joe, he fell in love with it. He liked the Javier's artwork and shit. So that's a big surprise.
That's a big surprise. Come on, hey, let's give Harvey some credit here, right? He's a great artist.
No, he's
good.
He's good.
Fantastic.
They either have good taste or really weird taste. It's one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other. Yeah, and then after that, we jumped on Irene's channel, and we talked about it for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, dude,
Nice.
it was all over the
3.
place, man. It was cool
Nice.
though.
The first hour
And-
is kind of somebody had an echo, not Ray, and yeah, it's a little bit unbearable to watch the first hour, but after that, it gets all cleared up and smooth sailing after
It's
that.
kind of sad because Rennie was super stressed for
Yeah.
a whole hour.
Pinche Ray.
Stress? Why was she stressed
Pinche
out?
Ray.
She thought it
Yeah,
was her
because
fault.
we couldn't pinpoint the echo at that time.
Oh,
They
but
thought it
Ray's-
was me, and then I had headphones on and shit, and
It was like the first half of the thing,
yeah.
That's true.
and in the end we had to burn Ray.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
we had to do the blood test with the soldering
Yeah,
iron.
Pinche Ray.
Whatever, man. I had to go urinate. That's all it was. That's what threw it all off.
That's how we fixed it. You peed yourself.
I went to go pee. Gee.
And this book, let's not forget who wrote the book. The man.
That
of the
guy
hour,
right there.
Pancho.
Right there.
Pinche Pancho there.
Pinche Pancho. It's me.
So,
Culo
Pancho.
Pancho.
Go for
I
it, Julius.
want
Ask
to
him
ask-
questions.
I
Ask
wanted
that
to
guy
ask-
Make him
questions.
talk. Make him
I
talk.
wanted to ask you this, Pancho.
I'm gonna chill out for a second.
Did you write this when they approached you to make this comic, to produce this comic book story, or did you already have it in mind? Where you're shopping it around? Did you have the seeds of the idea in there, and you were kind of waiting until the right opportunity came?
No,
Walk us
it
through.
wasn't. I don't remember, Julius.
It was my idea actually. It was all me.
Oh, here we go.
I'm the mastermind behind everything.
Oh, the master. Híjole,
No,
that's
actually, yeah, no, dude. I wanted to do because we have our main infestation story or Under Border, which deals with Dante, that guy that character in the screen, the guy with the machete and mask. Yeah, that's
this
like
guy.
the main character of the main story. And I told them
The
we
main
should do like
paletero.
the main paletero. We should do a spin-off, like something completely different, something fun and different, but still have the what's the word? The sense of infestation, the Under Border and all
Okay.
that. Yeah, they live in it's the same city. The communes around the communes are the bad guys of the story.
Actually, we had like a spin-off story of the whole Dante's. It was called Dante's Inferno, who was
Oh,
like the
That's true.
cell from Dante, the ¿cómo se llaman estos güeyes de Captain America?
The Holy
How
Commander.
do you call it? Yeah,
Oh, the Howling
Howling.
Commander.
It was something like that. So we had like we want to do a spin-off story about that. But then Oliver came with that story, and he told me like the elements he wanted to see, and I just ran with it. So no era como, it wasn't like I was thinking about it, I wanted to do, or I was like pitching it to Oliver and to Ray, no? Así como que Oliver dijo, hey, maybe we should do this and that. And then he just like pinpointed the los puntos, the points that he wanted to see.
The beats.
And just we ran, y ya, I tried to like put in some interesting points, no? Como how do we live in this? How do I represent the community or the Juarez community? How did they live through all this shit that's going on? No, that's it. It was like that was a part I really wanted to put on the comic book. The resilience of the people. I
like that. I dig that.
Yeah.
So in other words, you were gonna be this book was gonna be the mirror of, I guess, how people from Juarez have to survive anyway, even if there's no
because it relates to how we're living and how we're doing it today, no? Like yesterday, I catch a little bit of the stream with Irene and Ray and Javi and Oliver. They were talking about that even though there were shootings, even though there were girls disappearing, even though that a lot of shit was happening, people woke up at 4 a.m. o'clock in the morning to catch the bus to go to work, no? And it was still dark, no? It's imagine if there was like imagine 30 days of night, no? What's that? And then you need to go to work. You need to go to work. You need to go and fight the fucking vampires and then go to fucking the call center, no? So, I mean, it's
that's cool.
Weird,
I like that. I dig that. So it was a I guess a hodgepodge of like everyone throwing in their little spices and stuff, right? That's cool.
But basically, what I wanted to see was a Running Man with zombies. Kind of like
Running Man with zombies.
Yeah, kind of like because the main plot of the story is these three kids, they have to escape what it's called, a part of the Juarez that's called No Man's Land, where Dante, the hero of right of Infestation,
Jack Dylan.
What?
What? Oh, the hero of Infestation. Yes, Dante's the hero of Infestation. I'm sorry.
And so they close off this area of Juarez and they close all the zombies. But the commune, the bad guys of the story, they take control of it and use it as their like macabre playground. So every dissident, insurgent, or whatever, they toss them in there and they fend for themselves, no? I mean, if they survive, good for them, no? Or if they die, well, that's the cost of messing with the commune. So that's like the idea behind it. Oh, let's do the Running Man, no? Like, okay, they toss these guys in this like wasteland, and they send out like killers after them, no? So that's why we have a Yonke in there, and the other zombies and mutated monsters and shit. So that's kind of like the whole plot of the bigger part of the story of Underwater Escape or Die.
Nice. And by the way, that should be your elevator pitch every time. What's Escape or Die? Oh, it's Running Man with zombies. Boom.
Okay.
You got your pitch right there.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess that'll work.
Now, how did
$5,000?
How did Javi get involved in the project?
I don't know. That's the question I make myself every single day.
He was whining, Julius, whining. Give me a book to draw.
We met Javi at a con. I mean, this is how this shit works, Julius. We live in Chihuahua, right? We live in Juarez. Pancho and I live in Juarez, and this guy lives in Chihuahua. And we had to go to Mexico City to a con to meet. that's how it works always, no?
Right.
And we were there, and he approaches us, and he shows us his work, no? I think he was working on Anterra, no? Volume 1, like the early pages, right, Javi?
It was even before I started uploading those
Yeah,
pages.
because we saw the first chapter, and I was like, oh man, this is cool, man. I like this style, and our neighbor, remember our neighbor at the con, he was giving them shit because no, we have to use different line ways and all that shit, and I told him, dude, fuck off, man. It's good, man. It reads well. It's dynamic. You're just regurgitating what everybody told you, man. So
I think
fuck off.
it's an interesting enough story to get more into detail. This was a Festo Comic Julius, an event that was designed for authors, like comic authors, including the 656 guys, to go and present their work. It was like a convention, but smaller, and aimed to independent authors. It was a really, really niche, but really well organized event at the time. So imagine, I don't know, Oli, how could you imagine it? Like,
it's like a glorified artist alley.
Okay.
Yeah, but more glorified small press pavilion.
Yeah, small press.
It was really small, but at the same time, they were like some juggernauts. Either juggernauts that were juggernauts back then, or people that went on to become really big over time.
Yeah, Humberto Ramos was there.
And there were people with tables. So, okay, here's the thing. I went as a tourist. I was a kid. I was 20, 21, I don't remember. And I went to the event with my drawings and my portfolio, or whatever you want to call it. And then I went to the table of the 656 guys.
A tourist with a portfolio.
But it was interesting in that.
Hey, he's professional. Leave him alone.
That interaction was special because they were liking my work, and the other shithead that was the neighbor of them was policing the event, started telling me and telling the 656 guys that they shouldn't be checking my work and that I shouldn't be showing it to other people.
Yeah.
Because the event was kind of exclusive, or I don't know, other bullshit. But this guy wasn't even an organizer. He was an artist attending there. And I don't know why the hell he was telling that. Like, in those kind of events, if somebody is how you call it, a rookie, and wants to get into drawing comics, you don't tell the guy that is coming to a convention to talk with artists, with professional artists, to fuck off. You don't tell it. You don't tell him to put away his drawings.
Yeah.
So
you do it. You do it when you're jealous of them. That's
I actually started getting a bit embarrassed, but Oliver and Pancho were especially. I guess the elegant way to say it was disregarding of the guy, but they basically told him to fuck off.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean, dude, fuck off, man.
Yeah, and they keep showing my drawings. They were pretty shit back then, but they were kind enough to not tell me, they are shitty in these parts. They only told me what they like about them. You think that's when I started working with them, but no, there were other 4 or 5 years, I believe, after that.
Wow.
When they started considering me for
It was we met at. I have the photos here of the convention actually.
Is this when you guys were banned from the U.S.?
Yeah, it's when
you were banned from the U.S.
Oh, you want to get into that right now?
No, wait. I mean, not deep. I mean, we'll get to that eventually. That's, what the hell? What happened?
Dude. There's a bunch of shit that happened.
Calma, tranquilo. Let's.
Well, I want to know how he got the gig.
It was. We met at 2012. That was at Festo, and we published Escape or Die, I think, in I think I have those photos here too.
16, 17? More?
2007, 16, no, I guess.
Oh wow, so it was a while ago.
Yeah. Where is it? No, it's not this. Because I have those fucking. I have all those photos, those con photos that are Facebook. 656 Comics Facebook account. I'm looking for the.
Well, while you're looking for that,
Yeah.
what was it that prompted you to hire Javier in the first place for Under the Border when you decided to pull the trigger on this spin-off?
Pancho?
I was.
Pancho say,
You want to answer that one?
Yeah, I
Pancho?
I want to say
Pancho says it's because they were usually there were adults characters in the main Infestation comics, and in this one they were teenagers,
Yeah.
and they related my Anterra work with this one. That's the
Okay.
official version I got.
that's one thing, but I also wanted to like have this contrast with the reader had this contrast with some dipshit reading some nasty shit, and then the aesthetics of the art be different. Like Rainy said yesterday, it's gruesome but cool. It's cute, but
Yeah, it's horrible but cute at the same time.
Horrible but
so
cute. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I wanted that contrast of in for the reader to read something like, oh shit, this is like real deep, this is like real nasty, but it looks cute, it looks cool, no?
No, it does. It does. It definitely has a obviously a manga influenced style.
Did you
But
saw
there
what?
is something
Did you saw what
extra. There's
Irene-
something extra to it, to the pages that I see.
And also Julius, and also, well, like we said on the last show for some Mexican show, that we also wanted like to, yeah, like for the IMBA, no, we wanted to like do the ¿cómo se dice? Renovar, to renew the
Innovate.
aesthetics, to like, yeah,
Refresh.
renovate, to have some young blood on the team, and like
Finally.
start like getting like this younger audience and younger people. Pues sí, pero tú y yo escribimos, Ray. I mean, los dibujos son los que
I'm
venden.
young. I don't know what you're talking about.
Young and hard.
Yeah, but I mean, you have Javi, Dominic, El Rojo. Rojo's pretty young too. Alexis. Well, Alexis is another story, but he's on that age range. That it's different from Dario and from Rex and from
Right.
and from Rene and all that old school guys.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that, you or the storm outside your house?
It's the
I'm sorry.
thunder.
I had some dairy. What? No,
We have the windows open, so yeah, it's thundering out.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, I heard it over here too, man. It's getting pretty loud.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You guys have that right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you guys keep you on. We keep you on the. You have your power for the show.
It's not raining where I
Yeah,
live,
it
so
was
it's fine.
it was not raining. We're good.
Okay.
If it rains, yeah, valió madre.
So yeah, I the reason why I ask these questions is because I'm always fascinated how like teams and people get together when it comes to creating projects. It's always fascinating for me to find out the backstories of how artists get together and produce, books that eventually it became successful. So congratulations to Pancho and Javi and Oli as well for producing a successful crowdfunding book. And the second chance is still up. It's I think it's 17 days left. I saw, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
Boomer.
There we go. So, where are you? 17 days left. Awesome. It's awesome that you guys got this. And of course, you have 2 covers to choose from, right? From one from Preston, and the second one, Javi. Is that yours? Right
Yeah.
Thing.
There? Órale.
My cover with colors from Oli.
Ah, nice.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So did you
And
ever
Abel
find the
also
fucking
believes-
pictures, Oliver?
Yeah, I'm looking for. Okay, I think I found them. Hold on.
Thank you, Abel.
we released Infestation, the Skipper Die, in 2006.
Wow.
And look what I found. This is our. Yeah. That's the original cover.
Nice.
Oh wow.
It's
What do you mean?
covered by Jimena Berenger, no? Berenger.
Tijuana girl.
Yeah.
She's really, really talented.
Yeah, she's. We were gonna do this as a print for a stretch goal in this campaign, but we decided not to. So we're gonna hold back on it, maybe next campaign. But yeah, it was only the first 44 pages of the comic, and we only printed like 100 of these, more or less. No, Pancho.
Yeah, más o
Yeah,
menos.
and yeah, it's pretty cool. We sold out in the trip we made, so that was awesome.
That
And
is awesome.
we didn't decide to do volume 2 because we wanted to like collect it in a single volume instead. So it would be cheaper for us to produce, and everybody could have the complete story now. So those 100 people that bought this, well, it's just a collector's item now.
That's like super rare.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
very, very rare now. So I think Javi
We
has
don't
like
even
a
have
few.
it, don't?
We have 2 of them only. Javi has a bunch, no, Javi?
No, I think I only have one
sold them.
copy.
Oh, this is a cool story. One day we were at Guadalajara, and there was this girl that was interested in buying like more Escape or Die. Like, oh, I wanted the other cover or something, and then Javi out of nowhere pulls it out of his backpack. Look, I brought it just in case. Oh, you're gonna sell it to me? No, it's my copy.
What the hell?
We were like, what? Why you do that, you dumbass?
You just
could have
lost a
sold it
customer.
like,
Goodbye.
for
A rookie
I
mistake.
the
I just
value.
in my defense, I just wanted to show her the comic because I thought it was really cool, even though she wasn't able to buy it.
Yeah.
It's mine. It's
Man.
like my teddy bear. I take
Yeah.
it
No,
with me
mine.
everywhere.
Yeah.
She probably spent her money well in that. It was the Feel Guadalajara, so I'm sure she made good use of that money.
So what's the
Jump,
plan for Escape or Die? Are you planning on expanding it outside what you have now?
We are planning on a volume 2 for later down
Yeah.
the road, like probably 2023.
Okay.
Más o menos, no? More or less, right, Pancho?
Yeah, we need to close some algunos
Are we-
puntos y matar al personaje del rey.
Are,
Yeah,
are
we're gonna
we
do-
are we Nintendo now?
Ooh.
I don't
Is this
mind.
exclusive?
Are we Nintendo now? Showing mentioning dates from 3 years from now? Have you shown
Yeah,
those dates?
next year we already booked. We have all projects that
Crazy
we're gonna do.
Mexican way.
Yeah, we're gonna do Ñañeras starting early next year, then third party, and maybe your other book, no, Javi and Ray,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
hopefully.
That's right. What'd you call it?
the Skinwalker.
Hopefully, depends on Ray.
Skinwalker,
Me
Stand
with
By Me,
Skinwalkers.
right?
It's
Stand By Me with
Skinwalker
Skinwalkers?
with Skinwalkers. Or Stand By Me with Skinwalker. I said Skinwalker. What's that?
Julius, do you think that Ñañaras can work in a CG campaign? The title Ñañaras, or is it too hard to pronounce?
It might be. I mean, I'm having trouble with trying to pronounce it right now.
Shit.
What is that? What does that even mean?
What is that? Yeah, what is that? I'm too Americanized to know what that is.
Ñañeras
Ñaña-
is like heebie-jeebies or
Okay.
Goosebumps.
The creeps.
Goosebumps.
It's the creeps. Something like that.
Me dan las
the re-
ñañaras.
You know,
the
will
real
work.
translation.
It will work if you have the right kind of font for the title.
I was thinking like a subtitle too.
Yeah, but people don't read the la tilde de
The
thing.
Ñes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not familiar. It's foreign. Actually, it is foreign.
Apparently, people don't see the Enyas, right? Right, Javi?
Yeah.
Like Shay.
So I don't know, Julius.
Shay-
The Enyas,
She's Enya blind. She's
yeah.
not able to see
I
them.
think it's safe to say that most Americans who've never learned the Spanish language won't know what the two L's. I don't know how you pronounce the L. The two L's.
Like a Y.
The Y.
Like a Y. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like totally foreign to them. They will never understand what Enya is ever.
Like
So
the only sound that comes close to the Enya sound is the N
WA.
what? No, not NW. K.
I would say NCH
KN.
maybe NCH.
KN.
King. How do you say that? Kien.
Like new, like when you say new, the word
When
new,
you
ñañaras, new.
Oh yeah. So can we put ñañanas and then with KN?
I mean, if you spell it out phonetically, maybe, but I'm on the fence with that because like Cryptidnals is a hard title to say. It's a hard word to pronounce, but it's very unique, and people did try to pronounce it. So I'm thinking that yes, it could work, but at the same time, who's gonna do the work to pronounce it correctly?
I mean, they got Ñango correct.
Puñetero.
Puñetero.
Yeah, they got Ñango
I
correctly.
think it could work. It could work if you maybe have a certain style of font, like for the title, and maybe have it like a parentheses where you phonetically can spell it like at the bottom. Maybe might work. I would try it out. I would test it out. I would test it out to see.
Yeah, ñañaras. Because could it be like NIA ñañaras? No.
That's more like
Ñañaras.
Yeah. Actually, that might like niacin comes to mind, but that's a drug. Ñañaras.
Yeah, because I don't want like the title name be like a distraction for the book,
Yeah.
Like we changed the infestación. We changed it.
Can you make me? Can you read that?
Put it lower, a little bit lower.
No, this part.
Oh, that part. Oh,
Here. All right.
yeah, ñañaras. Okay, the border.
But the little definition right there, I don't know if you can read that or not. It's discomfort.
I
read
see
it out loud.
I see it.
There we go.
Discomfort or anxiety caused by an unpleasant situation, particularly one that is frightful, the creeps.
Ñañaras. That could work too, like that.
I think ñañaras will only work if it's like if you publish it in Mexico.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I don't know about United States.
It
but
worked, yeah.
It did work like 4 volumes.
Yeah.
I mean, once we get to that point and we start promoting the book and we have that, the pitch, of course, we're going to go into the topic of how to say it, how to pronounce it, what it means. So I'm thinking that it could work if it's presented in the correct way. And like Julia said, if it has a good font, that might work.
Heebie-jeebies, right there. Heebie-jeebies.
That looks like hillbillies, man. Hillbillies.
Yeah, it looks like hillbillies, yeah, but I get you, Abel. Heebie-jeebies. That's perfect. That's a perfect translation. But ñañaras. Heebie-jeebies. You can't use Jeepers Creepers because that's already a
Yeah.
So that's the sad thing there.
Jeepers Creepers. One word.
I don't want to nerd out, but I really like the first movie, and it's really sad that people want to unlike that movie just because not just, but because the director is a piece of shit criminal.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We need to separate people.
But the first movie, I haven't watched the third one. I think the first movie is an instant cult classic.
Dude, the third one is like just throw everything we have against the wall and see what sticks. It's like all over the place, man.
Yeah, it takes place in the
but
future,
it works,
right? Does it take place in
it
the
kind of
future?
works, though.
Yeah, it's like the 35 years after, or it's some weirdness, man. It's really bizarre.
Like right in between the first one and the second one, no?
Like whenever the creeper was off screen, part 3 was happening, and then when you come back on screen in part 2, that's where it picks up. It was weird, like really bizarre.
That is weird.
You need to like cut it up, no, Ray?
if you would cut it up and make it like this big long movie, then it would make sense because
Yeah.
you would have everything in between. But it's like, yeah, this happened between the cutscenes or off screen. This is what's happening, and it was just
Yeah,
bizarre, man.
because it ends with the girl from the first movie, no?
She comes back, yeah, or
She
something.
comes back. Yeah, it is like it cuts between like after the first movie and before the second movie.
Mhm.
Like, something like
As
that.
always, the internet helps when you are looking for synonyms or synonyms. I don't know their pronunciation, but I found a
Synon-
couple. For heebie-jeebies, Dither, Jim Jams,
Jim Jams.
Nerve,
That sounds too fucking
Screaming-
American.
Screaming Mimis,
Screaming
What the hell?
Mimi. Wow.
Screaming Mimis, and Wim Wams.
But
Ninguno.
That's better.
Yeah,
Are you okay, sir? Are you having a stroke? Are you all right, Javi?
Yeah, I know. Javi, ¿estás bien?
Send an ambulance.
Yum, yum.
Cold sweat, grips, fidgets. Yeah, it's a word or like an expression hard to find a word for. Skittishness? No, that also doesn't work.
Skittish?
That sounds way
No.
too formal. That sounds
Yeah.
formal.
I'd
Heebie-jeebies
say-
probably is the best. The
I
best
had
bet.
the skittish.
That could be the British version. Skittish.
Yeah. Oh,
Skittishness.
All right then. So, well, the last question I have for this for Escape or Die, Javi, if they do a volume 2, will you come back to draw volume 2? If they ask you, or is that in the works?
Probably, but Oliver will ask for a lot of conditions.
Well, yeah, dude, it's his characters, man. He has
Es su libro, es his book. He's a must.
They only say that so they don't pay me for the pages. No, man, this is your book. This is your character.
Oh man, it's part of you, man. It's yours.
It's
Your
a
essence.
personal project of yours.
If you don't mind me asking, how long did it take you to draw the entire book?
I think I think Pancho is referring to a character that was supposed to die in Escape or Die, but thanks to me, he didn't die or she didn't die.
Yeah,
He saved them.
And I missed your question, Julius.
Oh, how long
didn't
did it
hear
take you? How long did it take you to draw the book?
The first time that I draw like 120 pages, I draw in one session was 4 months and the other was like 6 months, I believe, because there was a hiatus, a hiatus, of like
a year, no? More or
a
less.
year that we
Oh,
were
I gotta love
working
those
on the book.
hiatuses, man. Gotta love them.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm hard to pronounce things and
No te preocupes. ¿Sabes qué, güey? Dile en español, güey. Nomás dile en
No,
español.
Sí, dile en
I've
español,
been
güey,
having
ya.
the equivalent of Julius Tequila, but down here.
Está tomando el güey, por eso está tomado.
Yeah.
Yo también, mira.
I'm
Tomao.
How about the word
I'm finishing
horripilation?
my Jagger, but I can't remember in what stream I drink most of this. I think it
On
was
stream.
With Shay.
with Shay.
With Shay. I'm gonna say with Shay. You probably don't
Hey,
remember.
Javi, did I tell you what that symbol means on the Jägermeister?
A dick.
No,
You know
but
what it
I
means?
have theories. I have my
Okay.
theories, Ray. But I think you're going to say it's a German
Okay.
skinwalker.
No, it's actually like whenever you drink Jägermeister and you get really fucked up, look at the symbol. Look at it. It's a circle, right? With a deer and a cross, right?
And a cross.
Right.
Oh, dear
Oh,
God, what have I done?
Ray, I think you need
Come on, Ray.
I think you need a timeout.
I need a
I
timeout.
think you need another shirt, dude.
You know that works with white people, okay? So I wouldn't expect you guys to get it because my white friends, they like laugh and laugh. Oh, Ray, you're so funny.
They're being
I
polite.
get it.
Ray.
I get it, and it's funny, but it's so cheesy that even I
Yeah.
wouldn't dare to say it. Even I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's
make a joke.
speedy laugh, Ray. pity laugh. Oh,
You know what? I'm
they don't
gonna
want to
I'm
get
gonna
canceled.
I'm gonna put Pancho on the spot. Hey Pancho, so what's this that I heard that you're already writing part 2 of Escape or Die?
Oh.
I have the beats down, the outline.
Oh
The
really?
whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Todo.
No, not the whole thing. I'm just like
Oh.
some pinpointing some shit.
Can I ask another
So what-
question?
Sí, se va a morir.
Is the famous zombie hunter / slam poet Jack Dillon going to be coming out in that comic?
Yeah, he is.
Yay, he is.
I'm gonna kill
For
him,
all-
Ray.
For all of you who don't know, Jack Dillon is the real hero of Undead Border, but he's featured in his own book called Hell's Pass, and he
Hell's
will be
Pass.
coming out.
Check out the racism here of Ray. His hero is a gringo. So yeah, typical.
I never said he was. He's like half.
Typical
Right?
American.
Typical American shit. Oh,
He's half Italian and also half
Half Italian? We're half Italian living in El Paso, Ray. ¿En dónde?
Exactly, Jack Dillon. There you go. He's the only one.
They exist. They exist. They're just all over the place.
No,
So-
I'm just kidding, man.
Now the next project I want to talk to you guys about is the Cryptidnals. How's that going?
Yay.
It's going.
Going.
It's still going.
We got a few
14K, dude! Congratulations, 251 backers. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. 200.
That is amazing. Honestly,
Shit.
we didn't think we were gonna get to that many backers and stuff.
Shit, I didn't know that, Ray. I was dead
What?
like for 2 days, and we have a lot of backers. Shit.
This guy.
Me sorprende, güey. Good job.
Dude, that's fucking impressive. 251
Pancho.
backers.
Pancho, you got hired to write the Llorona spinoff in your sleep. You were passed out.
Ah, sí me dijo, ¿no? La Llorona contra el Charro Negro.
That's right.
I think I'm gonna get like, me voy a basar en tu vestido ahorita para La Llorona.
Llegale. That's gonna be awesome. Russell Baker, white dude.
En tu camisón, güey. En tu retro Llorona look.
En tu bata.
No se miran mis nipples, no. What?
No, tus puros. Tus
You see
nipples
them?
puros.
Tus nipples,
You're-
güey. ¿Serio?
Hey, baby,
¿Tus nipples?
these are yours. You can look at them all you want.
Oh,
Are they lactating?
oh my God.
What? Let me see.
Guácala.
I'm sorry.
So, Ray,
I was getting distracted.
I'm gonna give you a few questions, Ray.
All right, go for it.
prompted you to write Cryptidnals, book like Cryptidnals? Was this like, I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Pancho. Was this something that you had in your head for a while, or was this something that maybe someone else, hey, you should write this kind of story, or what's your process like in creating comics?
I've narrowed down that explanation to the fact that my family was pretty fucked up. So that's pretty much why I wrote the Cryptidnals, because I've been like exposed to the occult and all these weird things that have happened in my life, like growing up, and it just gave me this fascination with, the Nahual, what's under the table, not the Tonal, what everybody understands, and just in doing research about the encounter that I had with La Llorona when I was a kid, it started like opening up all these other like doors, and I just started like getting all this information that I had to do something with. I've been carrying around all this information, just like the comic book information that I have that, sometimes people say is like a useless information. You got to do something with it, right? So, I started writing the Cryptidnals back in about it's been a while. I think it was 2015, actually. I started like jotting down points, jotting down the characters that I wanted to feature in the book. And it just kind of went from there, and I started like doing all the research on the characters, trying to make sure that all the characters were fully developed, 3-dimensional characters that could carry their own book as well, and just went from there. And once I completed the first script, I didn't have an artist, I didn't have anybody to draw it. But before that, the idea had come from me and my buddy, driving around one day, and we're just throwing pitches at each other, which is something that we would do a lot. We just pitch different stories, like, well, if you could write the X-Men, what story would you write? Or if you could write something original for Marvel, what characters would you use? And this one time we're driving around, we're like, well, what indie project would you do? And I had already done El Valiente, a long time ago, and it's a monster hunter, Valiente. He's El Paso's defender, and he's kind of like El Santo and Tinieblas all put together, and he hunts monsters. And I had written that story, and it just kind of just that's all it did. It was a one shot. It was one and done, and I never did anything with it. I thought about doing other stories, but issues arose with the original artist, and nobody really could fit the mold. Blah blah blah. So I wanted to do something new, something fresh, and the whole monster hunter aspect of it really stuck with me, and I wanted to kind of explore that as far as monsters that I had grown up with, not so much fearing, but very being curious about, like, how did they exist, how did they come into being. At the top of the list, of course, was La Llorona, because that's the experience I had as a kid, and then after that, it was all the local monsters here in town. It was the Man Dog. The Horizon City Bigfoot, the Washington Park Horse Lady, just a ton of cryptids that existed in this town, legends, ghosts, paranormal stuff. And I started gathering all that information and started putting it together to try and do a comic. And when I started doing the comic, I wanted it to be a team, but I didn't want it to be a team. I wanted it to be kind of like the X-Men when the X-Men were good, but also to be like a horror. Oh God, here we go. to be like a horror book, like a good horror, not a slasher horror type book, but actually like disturbing horror. And had pitched this idea to my friend. He's like, "Hey, that's pretty interesting. I never heard anything like that." And originally, it was going to be the Loch Ness Monster as the leader of the group, and he had all these like agents that worked for him, and they were going to go across the world to try and find these ancient religious artifacts or relics and return them to the government, which they were working for. And the Loch Ness Monster was like hooked up to this machine, and it had like electrodes, and it could communicate like telepathically with people and stuff. It was crazy.
Good thing you changed it, Ray.
I know, because it seemed very comedic. It seemed kind of like, oh, that's just comedy. And all the cryptid stories and books that I had ever seen had that comedic aspect to them. Like, it didn't take itself too seriously.
Right.
And I didn't really like that, because these monsters were meant to be feared, not to be, laughed at. So that's when I started thinking, like, well, how can I make this dark? How can I make this, horror? And I had read a lot of Poe, of course, Lovecraft, a bunch of different horror writers growing up. And I kind of started taking ideas from a bunch of different places and giving it my own spin. And this is what we came up with, the Cryptidnals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to give a shout out to Ferris. Ferris has been a loyal viewer of my channel. Every time I do a live stream, he's always on. He is aspiring to be I believe he said, if I remember correctly, don't hate me, Ferris, but I think he wanted to be an aspiring comic book writer and artist. So
nice.
Hopefully he'll stick to it, and maybe we'll see his name down the line in 2 years. If he's because he's starting out, I think he told me.
Dude, stick with it, because right now, once again, the landscape is changing. All these artists and all these writers are jumping ship, and they're going to Substack.
Yep,
and,
there it is. There it is. See, you see, Ray, we're linked, man. We're linked.
I know.
That's exactly what I want to talk to you guys about. But we'll if you want, we can talk about it now if you like.
Whenever it's your show, man. You do what you
keep on telling giving Ferris his some good advice here for his future.
Yeah, just dude, even if I'm victim to this, even though I don't do it, but you're supposed to write every day. Write out the bad, write in the good, because if you don't write out everything, the good isn't gonna show up. The good writing, the stuff that you like. But never become complacent. Whenever you get to that point when you're writing and you're like, wow, this is perfect, that's just stop right there, because it's never perfect. It can always be better. You can always improve your work. You can always improve your writing style. Read as much as you possibly can, like everything and anything. And this is what I always tell everybody, like, read freaking manuals, read the Bible, read like when you're in the bathroom, taking a dump, whatever, read the shampoo bottles, read the ingredients in the shampoo bottle, because you never know. You might need that information at some point in time. It's crazy. And it's something that you are, I guess, I don't know, when you're growing up, I guess you get a love for it and you just can't let go of it, and you crave information and you crave knowledge. and that helps you a lot when you're a writer, because you just want to share this knowledge that you have, not in a bougie way, or in a freaking conceited way or anything like that, but you just want to share what you know and express yourself and show other people, like, hey, this is what I can write. Maybe it's interesting to you too, because it's interesting to me. And that's the best advice that I can give you. Just read and write as much as you can.
There you go. Some sound advice from Ray from 656. Hairy hard on. I mean, sorry.
Hairy ass. How did you know, Julius? How did you know? Only Serena knows that.
The cuervo is fucking kicking in already, so I apologize.
I have a hairy ass, but that's okay.
But you're right though, to add on to what you said about the landscape changing. You're right. It's changing yet again, and this is the first time I ever heard of Substack. I didn't know about this company until I guess the news came that there's some famous Batman writer jumped ship and he's going to do original content for Substack. Do I have you? Are you on Facebook, Julius, or you're not at all? I am, but. Gosh, I hardly use it. I should utilize it more now.
Do you use Messenger on Facebook?
Yeah. Sure I do.
Because that's how I keep in contact with all these guys. So I mean, I had been reading about this a few days ago, and if I had you on there, I could have sent this information to you, so you would you could have had it a few days. But it's crazy, man. Like, this stuff is happening, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's like,
is Substack like a Patreon type of deal?
Apparently so. Apparently it's kind of similar to Patreon. You get a subscription to it, and you're in direct contact with that writer. And whenever their stuff comes out, you get it like right away. These books that they're doing, however, will not see print. They will not be printed. They'll only be digital.
I see.
Really?
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think? What do you guys think about this? Do you guys think this is a good idea, a good thing, a bad thing for the industry, or what's going on here?
There was an article you showed us, no, Ray, about Substack being racist. I don't say
what.
Supposedly, yeah. There's another article. I sent it to these guys. Let me see if I can. I'll send it in the chat. Hold on.
But it's by Rick Johnston. So
I said, wait, está loco.
Yeah, that guy's a shit stirrer. So take it with a grain of salt.
Let me see if this.
Is Substack one of those like platforms where anyone can go on, and obviously there's going to be some elements in the platform that are going to be, I guess, quote unquote, unlikable or fringe? Because I know there's a lot of places that have fringe elements in every platform.
What I understand is it's catering to like the veterans, no, the comic book veterans of the industry.
Is that what it is? I didn't finish reading that article.
I just skimmed through it, and honestly, I don't give a shit about what old gringos are doing, man. I don't care.
The thing that is affecting everybody right now about this is that a bunch of like high profile writers, a lot of high profile artists are jumping ship, like in the middle of their contract. Like Tinian. Tinian's like the one that supposedly started all this. And by the way, Tinian, whatever, fucking bullshit. Anyway, but he's the one that started this shit because he was writing Batman. He had created a lot of characters for Batman, and which are fucking forgettable, whatever. But nonetheless, everyone's like, everybody loves his indie stuff. Everybody loves Something's Killing the Children. I don't know why. Everybody loves all that other stuff that he's doing, and he's the one that jumped ship. Like, he jumped ship. He's done with DC. He's gonna start writing exclusively through Substack. The thing about Substack, however, is that the writer and the artist, they reap all the benefits. They don't have to share any of their profits with a publisher or anything like that. I think Substack, gets a small portion of it, but it's more like a Patreon, like you were saying. But everything else is directly to the artist and the writer.
Isn't that good?
I would think, but it's good only if you subscribe. It's bad because if you like freaking floppies, you're not going to be getting any of that. You're not going to be getting an actual physical copy of a book.
Right, that's right. Because a lot of these pros are afraid of crowdfunding. They don't want to do crowdfunding.
No, dude, Brett Booth keeps fucking.
He's dodging it. Man. He keeps dodging.
You know what it is, dude. I can understand why. It's very daunting when you're someone like a Brett Booth, right? Someone who has a large fan base, and you launch the campaign. and you get like 5,000 people backing your stuff, that's 5,000 copies of the things you have to produce and like ship out. So I can see how it's daunting in that instance.
Wouldn't, if you have like the fame, sorry, if you have like, okay, I'll be back. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on, Pat, just gotta drink something. Hold on.
Pinche vaccine, way. If you have the fan base and you have the money of a Brett Booth, wouldn't it be like logical, like or common sense, like to have like hire an assistant or something? I mean, you don't have to do the shipping and shit like that.
No, sí cierto. I think they don't have the business sense. Like we have the business sense because you guys done it already. You guys did on the border. You guys know the logistics behind, shipping costs, the handling, postage and all that stuff. So we have some experience of it. And I think a lot of these creators who are used to getting a contract with DC or Marvel Comics and then just having them do all the work while they just do the creative stuff, the writing the scripts and drawing the pages, and then the rest, marketing, advertising, that's all to the publisher. That's all the publisher's job. And maybe that's what it is. They don't want the extra responsibilities that come with doing crowdfunding campaigns, because that's what it is. We're essentially our own little publishing companies.
In that regard, I want to add, it's not a wrong remark, it's more like a tipsy remark. But most of these writers that are already established, most of them, if not all of them, have agents.
Right.
And I believe
they do.
I believe a lot of these agents might be the ones scared of crowdfunding, because let's say it, a lot of people are really comfortable with the situation where the writer writes, the publisher prints, and the publisher prints stuff, and both the writer and his agent get a part of it without doing all the work of
honestly, I don't understand the thing with agents. I mean,
agents are just people that are connected, people that know people. That's all it is. If you're nobody, then you don't know anyone, right? But if you know an agent, or if you hire an agent, they know people. They may not be very high ranking, or they may be high ranking. You never know. They have the opportunity, or they have the method of getting their foot in the door. Oh, you want to work for, or you want your book published through Image? Let me do that for you. And they get you in the door, and the rest is up to you. They got you in the door, whatever. Now, what Javi's saying rings true. If an agent's bread and butter is knowing somebody and being able to produce that person, or getting that person in the door. If this is the way that these artists and writers are going to go, what do they need an agent for if they're doing it all themselves? But at the same time, if they're afraid of crowdfunding, this could be a step for them to crowdfund. Let's try out this Substack, whatever thing, and see if it works, and then we can go from there and maybe crowdfund a book if you really enjoy it that much.
I think the agent angle is interesting because they are in contact with everyone in the industry except the clients. So we may be in something there. Or it may be the alcohol.
Crowdfunding is a straight connection to readers, as opposed to the buffer between the readers and artists, with the exception of the Comic Cons. But typically, it's always been a publishing house that has always been the buffer zone between creator and reader.
Another aspect of Substack, God, I can't say that damn name of this thing. Substack. Is that the Substack is luring these comic book artists to them, and promising, kind of like what CrossGen was promising back in the 2000s. You get a 401k, and you're also going to have benefits, and you're going to have this, you're going to have that. So that's also alluring, especially because they're not taken care of by these publishers. They're work for hire. All these guys are work for hire. They have to fucking take care of everything on their own. You have to have insurance. You have to car bill, whatever. That you take care of that on your own. We're just providing a work for hire type job or whatever.
I think they're shooting themselves in the foot just by offering digital, especially if they're like veterans or high profile artists and writers.
Right.
I mean, and it's leaving money on the table if they don't publish. I mean, you could do your digital, finish off your story arc, your mini series, your maxi series, whatever, and publish it. Do a crowdfunder. I mean, it's more money, dude, and everybody's gonna get their book physically. Because not
The
everybody's
ones-
into the digital, man. I mean, not everybody's still enamored
want the
with
hard
the
copies, yeah.
physical and all
Mhm.
that shit. Yeah, man. The collectible.
Analog, man. Analog's
Yeah,
the way to go.
cool.
You know.
So
Now
it's-
the ones to watch, I think, are the ones that are jumping ship that have previous, I guess, knowledge of self-publishing. Like right before we came on, I was reading an article. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but they were mentioning about Brian Bendis. Brian Bendis apparently posted something on Facebook today saying big things are happening, and he posted Jinx World. Jinx World is his website. I don't know if it's still active or not. I don't know how. I haven't been visiting it in a very long time. But he was a self-publisher first, an indie publisher first, before he jumped to Image or Marvel or in DC. So I think that he's going to make a move to go to Substack, and then with his knowledge, he's probably going to self-publish and do a crowdfunder or something along those lines. So just something for you to keep an eye on.
If he does that and he makes a bunch of money, then we're going to see everyone else do the same thing. Because that's just the way it's going. Because, you know, as much as the mainstream pros today try to deny it, it's all about money, man. The bottom line is the dollar. You know, if your book doesn't make money, then you're not going to make the more likely you're not going to make a second book because you don't have the funds to fund that second book with the revenue that you generated with your first book. So it's just a basic, I guess, economic model, which is you make a product, you sell it, and hopefully you make the revenue so that way you can continue making books and continue writing and producing stories. And I hope Substack does well. I wish them luck. But you're right. I agree with you, Ray, that it's a mistake for them not wanting to do physical copies of these stories that potentially could be good. If they find the right artist and they write a solid story, it could be well worth the effort to print those books. And get them into the hands of readers.
I was reading a little bit of the article that Ray sent our way, and there were people bitching about, Substack is only catering to the old guys. We need new stories. I mean, dude, not every platform is gonna offer everything. No, I mean, if they want to cater to the 40-year-olds that like that certain type of story, let them do it, man. We have OniPress, we have Boom, we have IDW, we have webtoons that cater all that the young, the fresh stories.
Right.
I mean, why do you want? ¿Por qué te huevas a que these new platforms they have to offer that, and then they get called bigots and racist and whatever. I mean, why do you want to cancel something that hasn't even started, man? Fuck off already. You know, let them fail, or let them succeed, man. Just let them be, man. I mean,
And let me ask you guys this question, because I've been thinking about this for the past week. Where do you think the industry is going at the rate it's going now? Well, I mean,
the crapper.
I mean, yeah, it's that's part of it, but it's changing at the same time because I mean, look at this. Here's a great example of this. Right, check it out. This right here, right? Hold on. Give me a second.
The writer warning, is that you're gonna show that?
No, I'm gonna show this.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
This. That's indication that people that even though the mainstream, right, the quote unquote mainstream industry is going down the shithole, like you say, but this right here indicates to me that there's people still hungry for material. You know, so that's what. Then going back to my question, where do you think the industry? I guess I shouldn't say where it's going. How is it transforming? How is it changing? Is it going to be for the better for all of us? Is it going to be for the worse for a few of us? What do you? I'll start with you, Ray, since you like you have good answers. So I'll start with you. What do you think?
Check it out, man. I was just having this conversation with myself the other day. It's interesting I just say this because
I was thinking
after Ray, I want to hear Pancho. I want to hear Pancho's answers and Javi's answers and so on.
Now that you are wearing white, you were going to say something really illuminated. and you perfectly mentioned what I was thinking in my head. Go ahead.
Pinche Javi, man. No, but seriously. So I was thinking the other day, and of course, it's in conversation mode, whatever. But I was thinking about how the fact, and I don't know if you've come to this conclusion or this what would you call it, like realization, Julius, as well. I know Pancho has, but me myself, I hadn't come to this realization until very recently that I probably will not ever write a character for Marvel or DC. Even though I love them so much, even though I love these superheroes, these icons, I will never write for them because of the path that I have chosen, because I'm an indie creator, because I talk a lot of shit, because I express myself, which is, what creatives do, which is kind of strange, but whatever. And I had this realization, right? And just as I had that realization, the Substack thing happened. And I started reading into it and I started thinking about it. These major writers and artists are jumping ship. They're leaving. They even said that what's his face, Hickman, is leaving Marvel. A bunch of artists have already left Marvel. Tinian is leaving. Now apparently Bendis is going to leave. These are going to leave giant gaping holes in DC and Marvel, in the mainstream comic book industry, to be filled. Now, is it going to flip over? Is it going to be our turn now? We've been publishing indie, and these guys have been publishing mainstream. Now the mainstream guys want to come to indie. Does that mean that us indie guys are going to go write mainstream comics? Do we still have an opportunity for that? Is that how this is changing and how it's evolving?
Just don't take the bread off of the pros.
Oh, and it's a pinche vieja pendeja corrompida, whatever.
We'll talk about that guy or that person in a minute. But I want to hear Pancho's. I want to hear Pancho's answer. What do you think?
But Ray, let me ask Ray a little question. But do you still want to go to the mainstream after the mainstream like totally ignore you?
Oh.
See, that's a good question. That's a good point.
It's like if you've been like trying to date a girl like all this time and she's like saying no, and she goes out and then ya la dejan y luego mira pues vente Ray con tus senos puros.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like the thing with the dog chasing the eternal car and the car wheel, and he doesn't know what to do when he actually reaches the wheel, something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is too. Like, what if that opportunity does represent itself? What would happen then? Like, would I freaking freeze up, or would I be like, no, I can't?
That was a Joker quote.
I mean,
that was a Joker quote from The Dark Knight.
I mean, I think it's more like for a question for Julius and Ray, probably maybe even Javi, that they still have this urge to like write Batman or write X-Men, whatever.
Wait, Pancho, you don't have the urge to do that?
Not really, dude. No,
that's why I said Pancho came to this realization a very long time ago. So
yeah, ever since
you're telling me that you never, like, say next month you get an email from a DC editor saying, "Hey, Pancho, I read Undead Border. I love what you wrote. Are you interested in this project that I have in mind for you?"
Give me my US visa. No, just kidding.
I want citizenship now.
Let me ask Oliver. Oliver, what the first convention that like I came in and I said, "Hey, we don't do Spider-Man pinups. We don't do this shit. We're just gonna do our characters because that's what we want to push."
Oh,
okay. That was
there you go. That's another level right there.
That's was like 99. I don't know. It was like early.
It was in the first conventions we attended, man.
Yeah,
because I was like, just sell your shit, man. You gotta create. I don't know. Those X-Men, Zombie Kid, Carmesí.
Yeah.
Create
like making fans, no?
Yeah, we need to make fans of our creations.
So yeah, we came into the comic game like trying to establish our characters, our universe. Not never.
I think what Pancho means is that Spider-Man and Batman characters are cool, but their creators are long dead. And they are now They are now corporation products, and people should focus on new stuff created by new artists instead of corporate products that are thrown out or even vomited by this kind of corporations and enterprises that
And
they
that's the
only want
thing
money.
too, man. It's everything's too corporate now, man. Everything is by
Everything is.
numbers, painting by numbers, and
Yeah,
test
sí, cierto.
audiences and all
Yeah.
that shit, man. And nothing is puro, like Ray said. Nothing is pure,
And the
nothing
other
is-
and the others
Go ahead.
and the other stuff about the what's this new app called, Ray?
Substack.
Oh, the Substack.
Yeah, it just tells me that we're on the right path. No, we chose the right path on doing the Indiegogo, the crowdfunding, this interaction with the fans, all this Comicsgate. I think we're in the right path, and now the se voltearon los
Yeah,
roles,
the tables have turned, right? Yeah.
Right.
and we're like
Yeah.
leading them. We're the example now for the.
I mean,
the big
every
two.
CGer is giving Brett Booth advice to run a crowdfunder, and still he's like very
And then-
hesitant, very standoffish.
And
no, I
and
don't
that's
want to.
another thing. Yeah, and that's another thing. How come we're still trying to like help them? To help them, let them like crash down and then que ellos vean, no? They didn't lend us a hand when we were like going, hey, see my sketch, hey, see my script, no?
I think
That's true.
manga
And why-
manga is doing
And why
pretty good,
why do we
pretty good
want to
job.
like why do we want to like keep the
'Cause we're
industry
not-
alive, like porque
'cause we're
porque
not
seguimos
assholes.
siendo.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not. But I think there's a time
Yeah,
we have to stop
I
being
agree.
fanboys and
Yeah.
stop being fanboys and like look at Ghetto Dragon, look at Cryptidnals, look at Undead Border, and this is good shit. I mean, I'm gonna start moving my stuff. Brett Booth, awesome. Good luck.
Fuck out of
Hasta
here.
luego,
Do your
no?
shit.
Yeah, do your shit.
Órale, okay.
I'm
I
sorry,
think
I'm
that's
sorry,
all-
but I was reading Gargoyle's comment, and I think I agree with Gargoyle. Gargoyle,
I don't want to
think
fuck you guys.
We all in the studio. We see you as a friend, like we only see you as a friend. Gargoyle. So I don't know why you mentioned that.
Chill, gargoyle. Wait, don't mind
It's
you.
all good, man. It's all good.
Okay, well, that's an interesting outlook there, Pancho. I didn't really think about that like that deeply because it's changing up real fast. When I got back into the game, the combo game, and I learned about crowdfunding, I was like, wow, this is new, but it was a great opportunity to finally get the Ghetto Dragon off the ground and actually get into people's hands, as opposed to waiting for a publisher to say, yes, we'll publish it. No, thank you. We're not looking for this right now. Good luck, with whatever it is that you want to do. So, do you guys think that if they go indie, does that mean that we are going to be competitors with these other?
I mean,
creators
we
out
already
there?
are competing with other indie
Yeah,
creators.
no doubt
and-
that we are, but in reality, we're really competing against the mainstream. In all things considered, I think.
I mean, you think so? Because
if it was truly competitive, other channels who do their own books wouldn't have you guys on their shows. They wouldn't have you guys on their streams. They'll be like, nah, no, thank you. Good luck with what you're doing. But they have you guys on their streams and vice versa. If they ask you guys, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys will, but I'm sure for the most part, when they ask you, hey, can I be on your show? You guys go, yeah, come on, let's talk about your book.
yeah,
So in a way, it is competitive, but it's friendly competition, not so much fierce competition where it's like, no, dude, you do your thing over there. Stay the fuck away from me because I'm doing my thing here. It's more like, yeah, show me what you got and I'll show you what I got, and we help each other out.
But that's
So-
exactly how the mainstream is. The mainstream is exactly like that. Like, yeah, you stay the fuck away from us. You're indie. You're CG. You're whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay away from us.
You are
Which-
artist alley. It's like the artist alley in a convention, and the invited writer or the invited artist. Have you seen how they have the artist alley separated from the guys that are invited to
Yeah.
the convention?
Oh
They
yeah.
do.
I think that is still even if those guys come to the indie scene, they will still act as a VIP.
Yeah, I mean, just look at Sean Gordon Murphy. He was fucking entitled, man. He thought he was gonna get $1 million. He got like a quarter, no?
I
Like,
think so. Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Like he was not.
he got nothing, man, and he started to charge people extra shipping. I mean, dude, fuck off with you, fuck off with that.
Get off of your high horse.
Get off your high horse, man. Get on the ground here with it, with everybody else. Man, you're fucking big time DC artist. Eso ya no cuenta. That doesn't count for shit.
Honestly,
No.
and to be honest,
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I think artists are going to try and give an illusion that they are down to earth with the people buying their comics, but in reality, they are going to
Yeah,
No
because,
way.
because
they are going to remain in their high horses.
Yeah.
that's the thing, Javi. This guy was charging Skype calls. I mean, $200 for a Skype call. Come on, dude.
Oh, I know. I was like, what the heck?
Dude, Ethan, Malin, even Doug Nipple streamed every fucking day. You could get to talk to them every day for free because they were promoting their work. They were promoting their book. They were making sales, and they were doing the work. And this guy, no, I don't do YouTube. Fuck YouTube. That's beneath me. And look at him. He just got like $200,000, man. Not what he was expecting to get. And another thing, he did the wrong project. He was big on Batman White Knight, and he did what, like a team book that nobody gave a fuck. Do a Batman like story. Do what you're popular for, no? And that's where how you're gonna get the money, man. Do a noir book. Do a black and white book. But no, I mean, for somebody that knows the marketing, I'm a comic book.
Ya, Oli, ya, déjalo, Oli. Tiene familia.
You fucked up.
That's why am I the only one that's angry? Why am I the only one that's always angry?
Tiene familia, Oli, déjalo, ya.
Leave him alone, he's already dead. He's already dead.
Otra cosa, I mean, what Julius was asking if you would like to write for Marvel and DC, how about I would like to buy licenses. I would like to get licenses instead, like from other properties.
Can you
other
imagine?
characters.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine? They get so desperate that they give away licenses for cheap.
I mean, not even from Marvel with DC, dude. I would get licenses from video games, man, for movies. I mean, like do like we said. What we were talking about with Ray, I mean, do the Monster Squad and Night of the Creeps crossover as a comic book. I mean, that would be awesome, man.
Sick, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And it's already happening. It's already happening with Marvel and IDW. They sublet the Star Wars universe. They have their Star Wars adventures. They already do that. And also, like, there was another one. I can't remember what the other one was, but that's the most high-profile one that I know of.
Spider-Man
but it's already
too,
happening.
No?
I think they were doing
Spider-Man
too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some Turtle books too, if I remember correctly. Was it? I don't know. Anyway, I got to go back and look, but it's already happening, man. The landscape is changing every freaking day. It's crazy.
Public domain characters, Abel. Public domain, Abel.
There's some good public domain characters. Don't knock it.
Not much. I mean, you'll find like a few. I know that Six Gun Gorilla was a public domain character, and I forget the artist's name, but he took it and he ran with it, and good for him.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's the thing. I'm sorry.
A veces even Hideaki, I know let's folks use his Evangelion characters. Dude, if Gona Guy will let me use Devilman, dude, yeah, hell yeah. I mean,
I would write the shit out of it.
Messenger, dude, a Messenger story by us.
Oh hell yeah, Messenger Z. Woo.
O sea, huevo, güey.
I want fucking Star Blazers, not Star Blades. Star Blazers, man. That's the one.
O sea, Capitán Centella, güey, no? All that old shit, man.
So is that the direction that indie should go? Is that the direction that people like you guys 656 or a Lucid Comic or any other, all caps comics, or the little small publishers that are popping up. These comic book production companies are popping up thanks to the advent of crowdfunding. We're able to fund our projects. Do you think that's going to be the progression in the future, where we're going to find our own little, fan base that's going to sustain us, and then have enough opportunities to buy licenses from, companies that are looking for comic book production? You think that's going to be the future there? That people like us, indie creators, are going to have access to these characters? I guess
I wanted to mention that earlier when you mentioned Ray's getting 251 backers for his project.
Yeah,
there's a theory about getting, as an artist or as a creator, getting 1,000 loyal customers. That once you get 1,000 loyal customers that are always willing to buy your products, you are like, I don't know if the right word is made for life, but you can keep
you have a sustainable living. You can create a sustainable living.
You can keep producing stuff, so you get affordable, and you can keep being a creative and all that. Obviously, just as long as you keep working on all that. But I don't know. I think it all comes down to unlike the mainstream guys and all that we've been discussing, to honest work and a willingness to create and tell stories.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That reminds me of an Alan Moore interview that I watched on YouTube years ago, and somebody asked him about what advice he would give to anyone looking into wanting to have a career in comics. And the first thing he said was the number one thing you have to realize before you jump into making comics is that you have to 100% love making comics. If you don't have that love, forget about it. It doesn't matter how good of a writer you are. It doesn't matter how good of an artist you are. If you don't have the love for making comics, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it.
I was going to mention Alan Moore earlier, to say that he was the last true comic artist, because I think after that there's only been people that have been more on the commercial side of things. I think he was the last artist, actual artist on the comic scene.
Oh, I mean, when you look at the numbers that he was pushing when he became a DC writer for Swamp Thing, from what I've seen, you may back me up here, Ray. I remember seeing that it was like Swamp Thing was selling I think it was like 10,000 copies or roughly around there. And then when he came on and started writing his stories, they shot up to 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, and eventually it steadily went up and up and up until he reached a level where they gave him Watchmen, and of course the rest is history. But that's
the truth.
That's what it is, right?
That's something that I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that I think that's what we all indie creators have to. We want to reach that level where the more books we produce, the higher the number gets, and then once we get there, then we'll have, like you said, 1,000 loyal, readers who are ready and willing to pay for whatever we produce because they know we're going to give them quality work and solid storytelling.
And that's exactly it too, man. I totally agree with you. You have to prove your mettle before you can reach that level. You have to prove to everyone that you're in it to win it, man. I'm making all these fucking cliches, right? I'm sorry. Serena's even looking at me like that's disgusting. Shut up. For example, I'll give you a perfect example of that, man. This guy, the Red Rooster guy, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Mitch Weiser or something like that.
Mitch Brettweiser.
Yeah, Mitch Brettweiser. He's a proven fact of what can be done. I mean, he did a little bit kind of, shady, but nonetheless, he took the numbers. He got the people to back him. He took the numbers. Look at how many people back me. This is how many people believe in my project. And he went to a major corporation. He went to Walmart and he's like, check it out. I can produce this book and these many people are willing to buy it. this is what you can expect if you carry my book in your store. Imagine more people. Imagine how many people we're going to be able to reach. And Walmart was like, you know what? Yeah, you got the numbers. Let's take that chance. Let's see what we can do. You know, and I mean, I don't know how he's doing now. I mean, he was crowdfunding for something else the other day or last month or whatever. But nonetheless, it can be done. And that's the thing. Once you prove yourself that you are effective at what you do, that you're like, you know what you're doing, then people will start believing more in you. And that's when the whole like, hey, let's get this license for the Monster Squad. Maybe they'll give it to us. And then you can take that, solid block of information that you have. Like, this is how many people believe in me. Give me Monster Squad and I'll do something beautiful with it. And you're going to make, you're going to make bank off of it. That's when it's going to happen. I think that's the point that we want to reach if we want to start approaching these other companies for licenses. And it's a good idea. I talk to Olivares all the time, my friend David, about this all the time. And he's always like, I want this license. I want to write my They Live book. I want to draw it. I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, man, why don't you draw a book first and put it out and get people to follow you? And then we can go from there. Because, I mean, we all have these aspirations. And I'm not trying to knock them or anything like that. But we all have these aspirations. There's these aspirations to, like, do something big. Like I was telling you earlier, like I still have it inside me that I want to draw. I mean, I want to write a Wolverine story. I want to write a Batman story. Believe it or not, I want to write a Batman story.
You can write your Wolverine story as the Man Dog.
It's already happening. It's already happening.
There you go.
The last part of the script that I submitted to Dario, that's all fucking Wolverine right there, man. It's awesome. But I'm getting back to what we're talking about. I think it can be done, Julius. I think we just have to prove our mettle, get to that point where we start producing and people believe in our project. Not be assholes to our customers, of course, and be approachable. And like I know Pancho was talking about this earlier. Whatever, Brett Booth, get out of here. We don't need you. Actually, we do need him. We need him to believe in us because he has clout in some way, shape, or form. And if we can help him out, that carries over to us as well. Let's not be jerks about it, man. Let's think ahead. Let's think ahead.
Here's the I'm gonna go a little bit insider for those of you who don't make comics. I'm gonna go a little bit insider. Brett Booth I would imagine is very expensive to hire because he's Brett Booth. What people like Brett Booth don't want to do is what I'm starting to realize is that they don't want to lower their costs. They don't want to lower what they charge. They want to keep it at that level, and it's like, sorry, dude, it's not going to work out like that because there is no money to give you at this level. You have to compromise your page rate in order for people like us, if we have the budget, if we have enough money to hire someone like Brett Booth, why not convince him to draw it's work, it's paid work. We're gonna give him steady work where he's gonna keep getting money. So I think a lot of these artists, what they need to do is they need to swallow their pride and humble themselves and realize, you know what? This isn't the late 90s or this isn't the early 2000s where you had the guaranteed contracts. This is a different landscape, and I have to adjust so that way I could survive the changing landscape and then eventually work my way up to that level again. Because I think I personally believe that in a few years, indie is going to be where it's at, man. That's going to be the place to be. People are going to want to buy more indie books. And I hope that we can figure out a way to get the comic book stores, our local comic book stores, involved in that and somehow. So it's going to take one of us to figure out, okay, how can I utilize the comic book stores so that way they can stay in business too? Because once Marvel and DC leave, bro, they're not gonna give a shit about any of those stores. They're gonna be like, good luck, good luck, guys. Thank you for all those years making us rich. See you later. We're gonna go over here now because we don't need you guys no more.
That's something that yeah. Okay, hold on. That's something that bothers me to no end, especially here in town in El Paso, the local scene. The local convention. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names, but if you want to look it up, of course, look it up. The person that runs the local convention here in town refuses to see the talent that exists in his own town, in his own surrounding area. I'm not saying that, you should cater to us, but hey, dude, like we're right in your own backyard. You want to make it successful? Then go like grassroots, man. Start promoting people that are here in town. people that the public knows at large, like, hey, that guy draws murals, or hey, that guy does comics, or hey, isn't that guy, like, didn't that guy write a novel? Instead of being regulated to freaking, like Javi was saying earlier, artist alley in the back. Hey, where's that artist alley? Oh, you go through the bathrooms and then you go all the way to the back where the parking lot is, and there's a pavilion. That's where artist alley's at. No, that's bullshit, man. I think everyone should sit side by side. Brett Booth on one end, 6x6 on the other. Julius Freeman Comics right in the middle. That's how it should work, I think. And where you're coming from, exactly, the local comic book shops, the local conventions, people that they don't believe in us. They don't believe in what we're doing, and it sucks because once we do something and we hit it big, that's when they come out of the woodwork. Oh yeah, dude, yeah, I bought your book. Oh, I remember you. Oh, I went to high school with you. That's a bunch of fucking bullshit, man. And I'm sorry, and I'm fucking tired of it too, dude. Like, we've been fighting this war forever, it seems, trying to prove ourselves in the own eyes of our own backyard, and it never works. It never happens. Yeah. And I know Serena's already like, hey, calm down. I'm like, all right.
and that brings me to what we want to talk about also, which was that one tweet of that guy who talked about taking food off his table.
Oh God,
the pros, right?
Oh God, no.
I don't know the guy's name. I'm not going to give the guy's name because why am I going to give him the
just read the tweet so we could have context.
I don't have the tweet up though. That's the thing. I tried looking for it, but I couldn't find it.
I don't have the iPad nearby.
I'll look for it. I have it here.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, some guy, I guess he's an author, writer. He has a few books out. Tweeted out saying that indie was pretty much destroying, I guess the mainstream, the corporate mainstream publishing companies.
The link is in the chat, in the private chat.
Oh, perfect. And
what's that noise, by the way?
I don't know. I hope that's not me. Hold on. No, that's not me.
It's
Mancho,
me.
Is that you?
Guess.
Oh yeah, wait, they can't hear me if I muted myself, huh?
I think it's your air conditioner.
Oh shit!
I'm back.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna get the guy's name. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Just read it. Just read it.
I don't want this guy to get the recognition. But this individual tweeted out and said, "Self-published writers are the equivalent of scabs crossing a union picket line. They literally take the bread out of the mouths of professional writers." What's a professional writer, really, truly? And he goes on to say, "You should be ashamed. You sort of are trying to hide the fact with, quote, indie and bogus publisher names. Hashtag writing community." So that's what the guy said.
Check out that ratio, Julius.
Oh, it's pretty bad, yeah. A lot of people respond to him. But when I read that, I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was telling Oli in the green room before we started the show that I think he did it for clout, and also he wanted to go viral. I think that's what he wanted. He originally wanted to go. That was his intention, was to go viral, so that way people can know about his books. They can see him as a hero, especially the professional writers, which is odd because, like, what's a professional writer? What does that mean? Does that mean you get published by a publisher, or what? I don't understand what that means, professional writer.
Like you have a contract, or what's the deal?
Yeah, like it's not hard buying a Strunk book and learning about grammar and punctuation, and then you can just write after that. Like, I don't understand what a professional writer is, but
I know.
But his tweet is the encapsulation of, I guess you could say, the professionals, the quote unquote professionals, the pros, right? being scared of the landscape that's changing. They don't know what to do. They're scared, and they don't know how to adapt. And of course, what happens when you don't know how to adapt? You
die.
You die. Yeah. So this guy is just, for me, a guy who's absolutely scared out of his mind of what's to come, because he's used to having things, I guess, handed to him. That's what it looks like to me.
It shows
hand
nothing
to
but
him.
weakness, man.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. I mean, if he do this for clout, if he did this to go viral, dude, you're a weak ass punk, man. That's all you are. You know, like you're just
Chilletas.
yeah. Thank you, Serena. You're a weak ass bitch. Is all you are, man. Because seriously, dude, like you're just showing me how impotent you are at your work, at how you can't even write to save your fucking ass to like provide for yourself because you're complaining that nobody's buying your stuff. Basically, is what you're doing. Like, oh my god, stop it. Like, what's her name? The other day, the fucking Mad Mardigan or whatever her fucking name is, she posted the same thing. What's her fucking
Visagio.
Yes, there you go. She
Mad
posted the same thing.
Mattergren? Is that what he said?
Oh, Mad Mardigan, like from Willow. She posted that shit about like, oh, can anybody help us because my family has like $1,000 windfall or something. The other, like she's not making enough cash. Basically, she's not making enough cash, and now she's asking for people to help her after she's been bashing everybody forever.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you had a sci-fi show. You tweeted out that you had a show on sci-fi. Things were going great for you, and all of a sudden, oh my god, help us! Like, come on, man! Like,
you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. Exactly. All the I guess the quote unquote SJW creators, what they could have done was just say, hey, look, I write what I write because I like it, and I'm sorry that you guys don't like it. I hope you guys will at least find it entertaining. And you know, if you don't want to support me, that's okay. That's cool with me. But you know what? You're welcome you're welcome anytime. You know, and thank you for your support.
But even that demographic doesn't buy shit. That's the problem.
They don't. Yeah, that's the problem.
They cater to people that don't read books.
The Tim Drake is gay demographic that doesn't buy shit, but think it's a cool idea.
Why do they keep doing this shit? They're not selling. And it's the equivalent of that meme, the Buscemi with the skateboard. That's DC. That's Marvel.
How are you doing, kids?
Old fucking white guys telling what's hip. I mean, telling we're pro LGBTQ, and you're not. You just want to make a buck, and you're going the wrong way. Stop pandering. Stop exploiting this. Just tell a story, and solito se vende.
Shut up. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
It's a lot of exploitation, man. That's what people don't see. It's corporate. It's businessmen. It's white guys with suits and ties. Just what can we do to prop up ourselves? Oh, let's make Robin gay. Okay. No, doesn't work that way. Or am I wrong?
And that's why I stopped buying mainstream comics for a long time now. And you know, now that I've been having this conversation with you guys, I'm starting to more and more realize that, you know what, I like where we're at. I like what we're doing. And I'm looking forward to the future of indie because I think that's where it's going to be. That's where it's going to be at. You know, Cryptidnals, Escape or Die, Undead Border, whatever. You know, these books are going to be the future of comics. These books are going to be the ones that are people are going to look back on and go like, oh yeah, this book was dope when it came out. I wish there was, wish there was more. And in reality, it's like, well, it was indie, so sorry, we don't, unless you just like a special 20th anniversary or something like that. But I think the future is going to be indie, and I think if you are thinking about making comics, you should go indie first and use crowdfunding to your advantage. Don't be daunted by the task. It's worth it. It's worth it in the end. There you go. Hey, hold on. Let me make sure. There we go. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, I was pleasantly surprised, man. You did a really good job.
I'm waiting. Our guys, dude.
Yeah, there's Aerith right there.
Aerith, Brian.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys had him on your stream a few nights ago.
We're getting this shit done, man.
There you go. See, and they're delivering, and that's the key. The key is to deliver. If you don't deliver, you're screwed.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, man, it's the truth. Here's hair. Oh wait, that's someone else. There we go. Herrenberg.
Yeah.
Herrenberg, there you go.
That was
You
a
know.
fun stream.
That was a really fun stream, man. This guy knows his stuff. That was really, really fun. I mean, that's the way to go here. Shameless plug.
war streak.
So, Pancho, I think it's safe to say that you're right, man. We should stop worrying about trying to write for the mainstream comics and write our own stuff, create our own characters.
We should stop
Create
worrying
our own.
about the higher up guys. I mean, yeah, they made their names. They were big in the 90s. Yeah, they're gone. It's the end. It's the end for them.
And they were like influence to us, no? O
Yeah.
sea,
Yeah,
But it's out there
Yeah.
now.
but that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
But you gotta at the same time you gotta learn from their mistakes, man. I listen to freaking Liefeld a lot. I listen to his podcast a lot, and I know what he's
That's
a
why
showman.
I don't do coke. Right.
You do coke. Sí. Hey, calmado now, calmado.
Ahí está. Learning from mistakes.
I listen to this guy, and he talks about the mistakes that he's made. He's very like open with his podcast. He doesn't hold back. He talks about everybody. And these last few podcasts, he's been talking about feuds in the comic book industry, and the feud that he had with McFarlane. My God, man! Like, and it's interesting because it happened behind the scenes, like nobody saw it, and that's when that's before the advent of internet. That's before the advent of all the social media and stuff like that. But now everything is up front. Like if you catch wind of it, you're gonna find a tweet or a picture or an Instagram story or something about it. And that's another thing too, man. Like if you're gonna be doing books, like we are doing books, you have to be transparent. There's no shadiness to what we're doing. We're out here because we have a passion for what we want, to do as far as comics are concerned. What? Prohibido inhalar I don't understand.
Perico?
Prohibido inhalar perico.
What does that mean?
Don't do coke.
Oh.
Es el pase, güey, el pase.
The little parrot. Hey.
But you railed me. Thanks a lot, jerk. All I'm saying is that, dude, like, just if you're gonna do your stuff, do it in the light. Don't do it behind closed doors. Don't do it in fucking like shady areas. Don't promise things that you can't deliver. In other words,
Right.
that's what I'm trying to say. So that's it, man. And we're proof of that. We have delivered so far. We are going to deliver on what we say. Julius is the same way. We have integrity as far as our work is concerned, and what we want to put out. Everything that we put out will have that integrity behind it. The 6x6 comics, the Freeman, Julius Freeman comics, integrity behind it. So, yeah.
All right, I think that pretty much sums it up for the show. I wanted to have you guys on. It's been a while. I mean, I've been saying I'll have you on my channel for a while, but it's never happened until this week. But we should definitely do this again. Maybe we could explore further down the line of like our approach to writing comics, our approach to what constitutes a good choice in the artist or a good choice in deciding what story to pull to produce and sell to the public, because that's very hard for writers. I'm sure when you have all these ideas and you're like, oh wow, I wish I could produce all these books at once, but you realize nope, it can't happen. It's got to be one or two at the most, depending on how much budget you have to spend for your book. So it's a matter of like, okay, which story do I really want out there first? You set a good example or impression on readers, so that way they keep coming back for more. And that's I think that's something we could talk about in another show. But with that said, is there anything any final thoughts you guys want to share?
Campaigns.
Huh?
It's shield of campaigns.
What? I didn't hear you. What?
Let's shield the campaigns. Yeah.
In other words, play the trailers.
I'm sorry, you lost
Kill
me,
it.
man. I was like,
Are you having a stroke, sir?
I think I am.
Julius was like,
And
¿Qué?
he looks chimuelo because of the microphone.
He's all like,
Position.
what is this Mexican saying to me? What?
I don't understand.
Shield the fucking campaigns. Mira, ves, Rich knows.
Chill the campaigns. I see. I thought you said chill the campaigns.
Chill.
Chill, whatever.
Chill.
Whatever.
What's the difference?
It's the CH way. It's our curse. You can pronounce that shit well.
It's our curse.
Share.
It's the sh of Shell gasoline, not the sh of Chichi.
Yeah.
So I just want to
Chihuahua.
remind everyone.
Pura chichis.
Puro chichis, exactly. I just want to remind everyone that the Cryptidnals is on in demand. You can still back it. You can still get your copy. Get yours today if you have not. Unfortunately, if you guys waited until in demand, so you're only going to get the main cover book, but you still have a chance to get original pages. So I would jump on that if I were you guys, if you guys have the money to spend. And then also don't forget to back on the Border Escape or Die, the Second Chance campaign, which is 17 days left. And like I said, lastly, things you guys want to add to the campaign, to the
we're gonna
to
fulfill
thing
that
before we-
quickly as soon as the money arrives.
Oh,
So yeah.
nice.
So probably we should Ray should pack everything up already. Have everything done.
But that's fun. Like when you guys come over, or your brother, because you guys don't come over, whatever. But
And
It'll
with
get
that
done, man.
COVID Delta, I think it's
the
going to be like another
the
fucking
Delta
year,
variant?
dude.
The Delta
Shit.
virus, the D virus.
the D virus,
The
not
D
the
virus.
T
Shit.
virus. The D
You gotta
virus.
be careful with
instead.
the words you use, because you two might take down the stream if we're not careful.
Fuck you too.
Oh.
I wait.
Shit.
Oh, we're definitely gonna
Hey, wait.
Dude,
Yeah.
what did Sean Gordon Murphy do to you, man?
It's
What
not
the
my
hell?
channel anyway.
Che culero, güey.
Chiculo. Culo.
No
I have
shit,
plans for
dude.
this channel.
I'm
Damn it.
I'm not even drinking. That's the beauty of it.
That's the
Yeah, you
beauty
be
of
more
it.
calm.
Beautiful.
No, it's great to have you guys on the show. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do, what I want this channel to be, and I really want this to be a channel where we talk comics, we talk about the medium, we talk about our approach to making comics, and overall our love of making comics, because I think it's safe to say that everyone on this stream loves making comics. We've been at it for a lot of years. We haven't stopped. There's been times where I'm sure we had doubts about, am I doing the right thing? Am I ever going to make it? Am I ever going to find success? And we still stuck to it. I know Pancho's been around for a long time. Ray's been around for a long time. Javi, Oli, me, myself, and everyone else who's listening out there who's been at the grind, trying to make it. Now's the time. Now's the time to do it. And this is the proof right here. Right here, $2,140, 37 backers, Second Chance campaign. And then for the Cryptidnals, you had 251 backers. That's a long time coming, if you ask me, especially for 656 Comics. And so I want this channel to be more about the exploration of the medium, not so much. I mean, of course, the campaigns and the projects are part of it, but also I like to always talk about what's your approach to making comics, or writing or drawing comics. So I'm hoping that down the line in the near future, I'll be more active on this channel and actually have more people, maybe more one-on-one interviews, and talk about technique or style or whatever the case. I'm still thinking of some ideas, but I'm glad you guys came on the show and we got to talk some shit and talk about your projects. And talk about the changing landscape of comics. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen. It's been a long time coming, and I think the advent of crowdfunding has changed it for sure. Depending on who you are, it's bad, but I would say, objectively speaking, this is the best thing that's ever happened for indie creators, because now there's no excuse. Now it's okay, if I have a good product, if I have a good book here, and if I sell myself and I sell this book, I could make an honest living making comics, and not only rely on publishers, but I'm relying on readers to have faith in what I have to offer. So right now is the time to be an indie creator. Now, not don't wait until tomorrow, don't wait until next year. Do it now if you want to do it. Serious. And also, and to echo Alan Moore, do it because you love it. Because if you do it just for the money, or you want to be famous, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Exacto.
This right here, all this here, you can see the love in it. You can see it because the artwork is. I mean, like when you guys told me the story about how Dario gave you guys the original pages, and you're like, maybe Dario, maybe you should work on it a little bit more. And he went back to the grindstone, right? And he gave you back these pages. And now, I mean, look at this. I mean, comparing it to what you guys showed me in the original pages, this is like unbelievable work. This is straight up fucking professional work, right? Professional quality level work, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with it. So
bread stealing work, ¿verdad?
Bread stealing work, exactly.
Bread stealing work, the best kind.
Have you seen the? Have you ever shown you the original pages?
Yeah.
You should. I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen the original.
Oh yeah. Okay. I forgot if we had shown them to you or not. So.
No, yeah, it was. I mean, they weren't bad. It was just a totally different aesthetic, a totally different style, and it would have worked. But like you mentioned earlier, you wanted to be serious. You wanted to be like have a horror element to it, and the style that Dario had originally was more like it almost looked like a kid's comic.
Yeah.
Well,
Like it was going to be like a lighthearted kids comic book, but this style looks like okay, this is going to be serious. This is going to be a fucking slobber knocker of a comic book.
Slobber knocker. I like that.
Yeah, it's Jim Ross. Credit to Jim Ross, the great Jim Ross,
Awesome.
the wrestling commentator. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. So any lasting thoughts for any of you guys before we call it a night?
we're good, man. Follow us
we're
on
good,
Twitter.
man. Follow us and follow Julius on Twitter and subscribe to our channel. Subscribe to Julius's channel. So
Yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment after the fact. I'd like to thank. Let's see who was in the chat today. Rich Ayala Cockroach. Good. Yeah, I'm always a fan of your work, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
Man. That comic, that latest drawing he uploaded, fucking fantastic, man.
Yeah, great work.
The Kamen Rider parody, chingonzote. Yeah, man. I love that shit, man. That's up right up my alley. So yeah.
Yeah, same here. Very R. Crumb. You
Yeah.
can tell it's a
There you
lot
go.
of raw energy that goes into those pages. Abel Salazar was with us. Freddie
Gargoyle.
Ness joined us. Gargoyle.
Oh, we forgot to answer your friend's questions. He had like 2 questions.
Oh, that's right. Ferris. Let's see.
Yeah.
He asked.
Yeah,
oh,
before we
let's
go, we don't wanna mess.
Okay, hold on. Let me find this question. Let me see, where is it at? Where'd it go real quick?
And really quickly, since you mentioned Art Crumb, Liefeld is podcast. The newest one that he did is he's talking about Art Crumb and when Art Crumb drew the Bible and how accurate it was to the actual Bible itself, and how kind of demented it was too. If you get a chance, check it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I tripped on that when I saw that Art Crumb actually didn't want to change anything. He just wanted to do a straight adaptation, which I was like, wow, interesting. One of them was, what writer have influenced you, Harry? Thank you.
Harry ass.
Dylan Thomas, Harry ass. Gee, besides them, Dylan Thomas, Neil Gaiman, Jack Kerouac, and Chuck Dixon.
Oh, Chuck Dixon, nice. Pancho,
What?
which writers?
Writers.
Influenced you to want to be
Writers.
What?
Hold on. What the fuck? Hold on. Not Jack
What do you have?
Kerouac, but I like Bukowski,
Okay, nice.
and there's some Mexicans. Bernardo Fernandez. He was like he also draws comic books, but he's more like I like him better as a writer. And there's another Mexican dude that writes short stories. Yeah, I'm trying to look for the book, but I think I let se los presté al Danny Chavez. I forget his name, but they're
Hagenbeck?
Mexicans. No es Hagenbeck. Es I forget his name. It's a real common Mexican name. It's like Alejandro
Jose?
Quesada or something like that. Yeah. But he does a lot of short stories, and he's from Torreon, Coahuila, and it's also like he basically uses it's like Ray telling me stories, no, cocaine and balazos and poesía
And hairy asses.
viejas, hairy asses, and senos puros. I like that kind of stories. So yeah, and and believe it or not, I my first like big novel that I read, it was like in summertime. I read Aztec by Gary Jennings, and like it blew my mind. No, like Gary
I
Jennings.
still have your book. I still have
Wow.
your book actually.
I'm gonna check that one out. That one sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Is that a non-fiction book or a fiction novel?
Yeah, it's fiction. How do you call it, Ray?
It's historical fiction.
Yeah,
okay.
it's like Forrest Gump on the Mexica Empire. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's awesome.
It's very graphic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's very graphic.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Javi, maybe not writers but artists, or maybe both. If you have a writer that influenced you as an artist, you're muted, buddy. Javi, you muted.
Sorry, I was thinking of writers, but the ones I thought of were writers that are as well artists. And in the indie scene, I can think of Craig Thompson with the Blankets and Habibi books.
Blankets.
Oh, okay, nice.
And a French guy that I really follow a lot of his work that is called Ulysse Malazan. He made the Kairos book, and I think he animated one of the first season shorts of Love, Dead and Robots, the one with the cape and the vampires.
Okay.
That one was cool.
And I guess for manga, I really like in the adventure genre. I really like Ichiro Oda's things that he threw out.
Carlos Velázquez. That's the name of the dude, the other writer.
I thought you were going to say Carlos Trejo.
No, Carlos Velázquez.
An excellent writer.
I'm a fan of Carlos Trejo.
Velázquez. Yeah, no, Carlos Velázquez.
Oli, what about you?
I suck at this question, man. I don't know.
Well, off the top of your head,
video
it doesn't have to be a writer.
games,
It could be an artist.
Castlevania, Mega Man.
That's something.
Hey. Pues sí, lo que dijo Ray.
Where you go?
No, wait.
Chippendales, Rescue Rangers. What?
Rescue Rangers.
Hey, that's a cool
Tailspin.
game.
That tells. I mean, no sé, güey. I mean, the last book I read was, I think, dude, it's a long time. But I Am Legend, way, by Richard Matheson.
Okay,
That's a really cool one.
that's something.
And well, I guess that one, man. That was Running Man by Stephen King. That was a cool one too.
Yeah, Running Man was dope.
But they're not like my favorite writers because I just read those books. But no,
Did you ever read the Ready Player One novel? The movie, no. The movie is shitty.
No, I haven't read that.
The novel is really cool
Yeah.
because it actually plays a really well homage to the games, to video games.
To the what? Homage to
Video
the games? Ah, okay. Escuché
Video
otra
games.
cosa.
I don't know, dude. I mean, that's very fucking hard to answer, man. I stopped like caring, like, oh, my favorite writer, man. It's whatever, yeah, way, Aneta.
Sean
No,
Gordon
that's fine.
Murphy.
That's fine.
No,
Ooh.
no, I don't know, man. I mean, is that like is something wrong with me? I mean,
No, hey, look, that's just the way.
Me vale madre,
Everyone's
dude.
wired differently. Maybe George Lucas was an inspiration for you, since you kind of have like a George Lucas role in 656 Comics, don't you? You have like, I got this idea, write it and draw it, and hurry up.
There you go.
I don't know.
Just-
I just hope Julius makes more streams in the future because this was nice. It was comfy.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it was
thanks.
fun.
Yeah, I do plan on doing it more and more because I want to find out. I think readers. I think what's missing is when I used to read Wizard magazine, what I used to love about Wizard magazine was seeing the insights as to how artists or writers would like come up with stories or like come up with their ideas. I've always liked that element whenever I read any Wizard magazine articles, and I kind of want to bring that back because I don't think there's that many. There's a few streams that I found, but I don't think many people they don't talk about approach or style or anything like that. They always talk about like the drama, their projects, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like to go deeper sometimes to find out, okay, what inspires you, what moves you, what keeps you going at this game. This is a thankless job, right? We don't see any unless you're like lucky, but for the most part, you don't see any benefits until like maybe 5+ years of doing it. Of grinding and actually pushing yourself to get noticed and get people to buy your stuff. So I plan to in the future. So just stay tuned for that one, and make sure to subscribe and leave a comment and hit the like button. If you like the stream, there'll be more in the future because I do plan on hitting up more artists and writers and have discussions about stuff like this. So for me, Alan Moore hands down was the guy for me. Like he was the writer where I read V for Vendetta, and I was like, dude, I had no idea you could write comics like this. Like you could write comic books like this. This is fucking crazy. I can't believe it. Because at that point, I always thought comics were just Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, and that's it. But V for Vendetta was the first one where I was like, oh snap! I guess they're not all superheroes. You could write actually comic books that deal with like everyday things. This is kind of cool. So Alan Moore for me was the biggest inspiration for me to want to write comics. So yeah.
Oh, well.
So with that said, any last things before we call it a night finally?
Back Under the Border, back Cryptidnals.
There you go.
Back Ghetto Dragon. Is it still available? Ghetto Dragon?
Yeah, it's still available in demand.
Get it. Back Aerith. I think it's about to be over tonight. So back that. What else?
Wait, hold on. Aerith?
Aerith, the Quintillion War. Tape 2, something like that.
There we go.
Are you good? Yeah, there you go. 27 hours left. Yeah. He's almost at 10,000. That's cool.
Yeah,
I hope he makes it. He needs to make it.
An 80s inspired action-packed cyber rock space opera love story with gnarly swords and tacos.
It's a cool book, man. Yeah, I recommend it.
Wow, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah. His packaging is awesome, man. I dig that.
Su paquete.
Oh.
Harry
ass. Ahora pues.
All right, guys. Thank you again for coming to the show and having a discussion about comics and all the crappy people who are involved in it, unfortunately. But also bringing to light that indie comics is the future, and that if you're not with it yet, get with it, because that's where it's at. The indie comics is where it's at. It's gonna be here. It's not gonna go anywhere. And if you want to be part of something cool that's gonna come up in a few years, be part of it now. Don't be a bandwagoner. Jump in now so you can be ahead of the curve, ahead before the like Ray said earlier, before the mainstream starts flooding our area, because there's going to be nowhere else to go but indie after they have to jump ship. So
if they flood in, we better have a plan just to like.
You know what? I think the plan is to just present our A game every time.
Start building up websites, e-stores and shit like that.
Yeah. Because
one day Indiegogo is gonna be crowded, and Kickstarter too. So we need to plan ahead.
Listen to this man. Wait. Listen to this man.
There you go.
Because he's got a big eraser.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Protect your neck. Bye.